Sportsplex and Fun Park in Hanover. So let's get right to it. Day 2 of Patriots training camp. That overarching fear we've talked about throughout the spring, the offensive line, we saw it today. Rough day for the group up front.
Yeah, rough day. And I think they're rotating some guys now, too. Like it felt to me like yesterday it was Chooks Okafor. We found out it's Chooks, actually.
Yep, Chooks.
We had him on our show, Zolak and Bertrand. That's how he pronounces it. He's on the left side. That was the mainstay.
Yeah, and he was still there today.
Yeah, Calvin Anderson was there yesterday. They've shuffled some guys in and out of there on that right side. And it's concerning because you take a guy like Michael Wenu. Michael Wenu is bottom line. He's the best offensive lineman. No offense to David Andrews. It's interesting that they kick him inside because I really liked what Sidney So and he did at times last year. I thought they solidified that right side. Andrews, So, Owenu. And I thought, after the contract, he's going to be a right tackle. He doesn't seem too phased about getting moved around because he has played both.
It's been his whole career.
He's got tackle money. So what do you really got to complain about? Like, what am I going to give you a discount because I'm playing guard?
Second highest paid guard in football.
Yeah, I'll play fullback if you want me to. But I love Mike. I love his approach. I think David's going to be fine. It's just about finding that right mix of guys. And the tough part is we're going to get to a point where, okay, say there's going to be pressure. And if it's Jacoby early in the year, he doesn't move as much as May does. May can avoid some of that stuff, but I don't want May running for his life either. So it's sort of a catch-22. And are you going to want to leave guys one-on-one? Are you going to want to leave a core 4 backside one-on-one with some of the premier pass rushers in the league? Are you going to slide guys to them? Are you going to keep a tight end in? Is that going to force you to go 2 tight ends? So there's a lot of things that could happen.
So Mike Onwenu told us yesterday they're going to try a couple different combinations in camp. It was Calvin Anderson and the rookie Caden Wallace at right tackle mostly yesterday. We saw Vidarian Lowe work in with Wallace today. We'll see if there is another combination coming. Rowan Wenu's back at tackle. I wonder how much they trust some of their other options at guard, but it's going to continue to be a major story.
It's amazing Vidarian Lowe's still here. Like you even mentioned Vidarian Lowe. Like, wow, I thought he left like 2 years ago.
Still here. Still here. Playing with the first team today. And because of the offensive line being in the shape it was, it was kind of touch or go for the quarterbacks. Kind of the same thing as yesterday. Some ups, some downs.
It's hard not pads. I get it. To be fair to those guys up front, like, so they're looking. Can you take what we're coaching? Can you take the protection we're giving you? And I have no clue how they're scheming things. I don't know yet. I haven't talked to Alex yet. I don't know what the calls are. But once I get them, I think that'll be helpful to me. Are they getting the calls? Is the one guy tagging? Is the one guy making the right Rip or Liz or that whole, Rita Linda thing that Dayball went stuff where you're sliding to the will? Or are they just trying to get good looks at, okay, I want to see what this guy can do against Barmore. So let's get the next guy in. I want to see what he can do against Barmore. Like that can be part of the evaluation before we get to Monday when they put the pads on. I think we'll get a better feel for it then.
Yeah, I mean, this is all it's very early, but again, not the best day for the offensive line. So the most notable quarterback storyline today was not from Jacoby Brissett or Drake May. It was Joe Milton, the third quarterback up in team reps, repped ahead of Bailey Zappi in 7s, and then Bailey Zappi didn't rep in 11s. It was all Joe Milton. So maybe this is how they're going to manage those guys' reps and maximize what Brissett and May are doing. And it's just we're going to alternate the third quarterbacks by day, but Milton is not, throughout the spring, we didn't see a ton of Milton. We saw some of Zappi. We didn't see a ton of Milton. Now, today, this is the most we've seen of Joe Milton in any practice since he was drafted.
They're going to have to decide at some point here because August 8th is our first game. Thursday night, we're sitting here at home. We're opening it up. How many reps can he give in a game? Can he function in a game? This is all what's being evaluated right now, and I think that's why, all right, let's get him out there. Let's get him with the team. Let's see if he can move the team a little bit. And if you can, we'll add some more stuff to it. Zappi had some good work yesterday too. And Mayo's been good at saying all 4 names. And because all the questions are to May. But he's like, well, Jacoby can do this, and let's not forget about Zappi. And Joe's going to get opportunities. They're all going to get opportunities to compete. And I think, hey, we're in day 2 right now, and we're just trying to get as many guys in the huddle, in and out of huddle as we can right now.
Makes sense. This Patriots training camp recap is brought to you by Starland Sports, Plex, and Fun Park in Hanover. At the wide receiver position, yesterday Jalen Reagor was the standout, so we're thinking, all right, there's the speed guy. Tyquan Thornton came back today, led the team with 5 catches, dominated a 7-on-7, working with both Jacoby Brissett and Drake May. Look, it's still early. He's a guy you got to see when the pads come on. He's got to stay healthy. One day's not going to keep him on this roster, but let's give credit where credit's due. He had a good day today.
Drake May was a quarterback on one of these routes, not the ones that he did catch the ball on. I saw him bust a route on a curl.
He did have one. There was some miscommunication.
Because I think the receiver, the DB was on him.
Yeah.
He did nothing to push the DB, to get him to open the hips, to get him to think, I'm going past you to where I'm going to stop.
And I think May thought he was going to go.
Yeah, and it kind of got in between there, and that's where that hesitation can't be there. It's got to be definitive. Can't fool the quarterback. I can't get those routes from the end of last year out of my mind. Where he just didn't seem engaged.
Before we get to, I want to wrap it up, another Judon update like we did yesterday. But before we get there, anybody else that stood out to you today?
Not really. I thought today was a little more toned down than yesterday. I thought they took more shots down the field yesterday.
Definitely.
But I thought Jacoby, it was more workmanlike. Take what they give me, function, look like a pro. And I think that's kind of what you saw. Again, it's the disarray with the line. You can't read the running game right now. Running backs get the ball and they're up to the safety.
I'll give you one more. Speaking of safeties, Brennan Schooler played a good amount of safety today, and he did yesterday too. I wonder if they're, new era, how much are there going to be guys that just play special teams? I wonder if they're getting Brennan Schooler ready to play some defense.
It's another year past the Devin McCourty departure where you trusted Devin for so many years, and God forbid Duggar or Peppers gets nicked. You got to make adjustments. And we, like Mayo said yesterday, we don't know what Mapu is yet. We don't know if he's a safety, linebacker, in between. Is he a tweener? Is he a hybrid? All that is in play.
All right, so there'll be more about that. Myself, Matt Dolph, have recaps on 98.5thesportshub.com. But as practice was going on, this happened probably about 75% of the way through practice. Robert Kraft comes out from the stadium, talks to Matthew Judon for a little bit. Then Elliot Wolf was out there. He's talking with them. Gerard Mayo came over. I know you guys are giving a play-by-play on Zolak and Bertrand. Check it out. You can find the recording on 98.5thesportshub.com. Something may be happening there.
I think the fact that they have been talking, and there was a number that was presented to him, and that from what Mike Reese, who was on our show today, said he thinks it's multiple scenarios where it could be 2-year extension, could be a 1-year extension, could be just a bump this year, and they're just trying to talk through that. But I just think the way Judon handled it yesterday, and how it's amicable, and he's having fun with it, even though he's getting his point out there. This isn't drawing a line in the sand, I'm here and that. You watch him, and he's busting his ass out there. And I love his approach, and I love when the owner's around. When that owner's around, it means he's interested and he's doing business. He cares about this team. It's a critical switching regime here, man. This is something we haven't seen in over 2 decades. So he's going to make sure he's important. He's got his finger on it. So then he talks to Elliott. They had a good talk out there for a while. And then they said their goodbyes. They split. Robert left, and Elliott went inside. So I think that whole progression of Judon talking to him, those two guys talking together, Elliott's pretty open about everything. He's honest with it. But he's in a tough spot here because you have a 32-year-old guy that has been hurt at the end of a couple seasons here to where you really need him. But you're $55 million under the cap. I'm looking at week 1 Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Is it better that Matt Judon's here or not here in week 1 where he could go get Joe Burrow?
Better.
I think that helps your team. And that's how they have to look at it. I think Elliott knows it too. Like, I'd give him the bump for 1 year. I know 2 years, 3 years, he's not in your plans because he's going to be aging, and he should be in your plans by that point. But there's no reason he shouldn't get a bump right now. When he's healthy, he's one of the top 15 in his position.
I'm with you. I think on the field, and as a culture guy too, I think as they try to reestablish that culture, having him in the building this year matters.
Set precedent. You got to be careful not setting precedent.
Well, that's where Devon Gottschalk comes in, and what do you do with him? Because that's maybe where I draw the line.
Gun to the head, and I got to pay one of them. I'm paying Juno.
Absolutely, absolutely. Real quick here, what are you looking for tomorrow?
A little more expansive. I want to see some up-tempo stuff by the offense, maybe a 2-minute drill or two, just to see if one of the young kids can handle it. I know Zappy can. I know Jacoby can, but I want to see Milton or Drake May in a little bit of a 2-minute mode.
I want them to let these guys throw. Take the drive route. Take the Ferrari out.
You want to see the 80-yard throw.
Yeah, from both of them.
Yeah, you and Sarge could talk about it down there.
This Patriots training camp recap has been brought to you by Starland Sportsplex and Fun Park in Hanover. Again, we'll be doing these every day after practice. Make sure you subscribe there on the Sports Hub YouTube page. You can check them out as well on the Patriots audio podcast feed, wherever you get your podcasts from 98.5thesportshub.com. More coverage coming from 98.5thesportshub.com as well. But for now, for Scott Zolak, I'm Alex Barth. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.